everybody. This is Dawn Black with Century 21 First Class Homes, and we are live streaming on Facebook. We're on Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and all of my business pages on Facebook. So I want to thank everybody for joining the show and watching what we're doing. And if you are seeing this, please give us a thumbs up or give me a heart, something to know that I'm out, that you're out there, and I'm seeing our show today. Now, just to kind of put a little spin on it, I call it a show. I call it a live stream. Just let me know what you think would be a better idea, because I'm changing it up a little bit. We're going to meet the expert on the block. That's what this show is going to be about, because I want to bring in the people that we know, love, and trust in any facet of business, so that we can introduce you to my sphere and to everybody out there, so that if you're looking for somebody, you can say, oh yeah, I can go to Dawn Black Realtors Facebook page, because she has somebody that does restoration work or whatever it is that you're thinking of. So this is the first expert for 2023. It's Marshall Pierce. He's with Protech Restoration Company. Say hi and introduce yourself and let us know how people can get in touch with you.
Of course. Well, Dawn, I just want to say I love it. I love the format so far, and I think it's going to be very successful for you.
Well, thank you.
Of course. My name's Marshall Pierce. I'm the Director of Strategy over at Protech Restoration. We specialize in any water, fire, smoke, or mold damage, and also we're a full-scale reconstruction company. So if you have any burst pipes, or you have a fire in your kitchen, give us a call and we'll be happy to get you guys taken care of.
Great. And what is your phone number? Just so people are wanting to hear it, what is your contact information that they can get in touch with you?
Sure. So I have a couple different numbers where you guys can reach me. You can reach our office and our emergency hotline. And that's going to be at the bottom here. It's going to be 847-437-3838. Or you can call me directly. Don't be shy. I try to answer as many phone calls as I can as quickly as possible. My number is 224-406-4095. And that's my personal number. You can reach me directly.
Awesome. Well, what we want to do is, I want to know, we're going to have a little conversation. I want to kind of pick your brain, see what's going on. One of the things I wanted to ask you, now, everybody who starts a business or goes into a different their field of work, there's a why. Why did you pick restoration?
Sure. So it's kind of a funny, long story, if you will. At the time, I was kind of in between jobs. I didn't go to college directly out of high school. I went after the almighty dollar, and I was just really trying to figure out my niche, if you will. And my mom always told me growing up, no matter what you do, make sure you love what you do, because you're most of your life you spend in your career. You got your early years, and then you got the retirement, the glory years there, but in between you're in your career. So you want to make sure you love what you do. And that really resonated with me from a young age. So I spent a long time, probably longer than I should have, trying to figure that out. And I heard about restoration through a friend of a friend. At the time, I did not know what restoration even was. When I thought of restoration, I thought it was like restoring model cars or furniture or something like that, antique furniture. I didn't know kind of what it all entailed. So I started as a technician out in the field, so getting my hands dirty, the whole deal. And I remember my very first day on the job site. This is probably 7-8 years ago. My very first day on the job site, showing up to a newly married couple, just bought their home, hadn't been there longer than 2 months, and they had a sump pump failure in their basement. So I just remember getting there. It was just me and my project manager at the time. And I remember showing up, and the young lady was very, very upset. She was crying, and the husband was kind of running around panting on the phone, trying to figure out, who do I call? What do I do next?
I only imagine.
It was hectic. And it's funny because I had never been in this situation before either at that time. So little did they know, like, I was just as concerned as they were. I had no idea what to do. I was there. I was following my project manager's lead. It was my first day in the field. And I got to see kind of how he explained to them the process. he got on the phone with their insurance adjuster, let them know exactly what was going on, explained the process from the mitigation side of things all the way through reconstruction. And I was able to kind of see him, show the light at the end of the tunnel for these people. He was really able to be there in a time of need for them, and just to see the relief start.
I was just going to say, you probably saw a stressed face, and then
yes,
once he started to explain exactly what was going on, everybody settled down a little bit.
Because you start getting some answers, right? And those times, in those emergencies and, times of uncertainty, we're all just searching for some answers as to what to do. And he was able to provide that. And I seen that kind of firsthand. And I go back again to what my mom said, make sure you love what you do. And for me, all I knew when she said that was, I want to do something that helps others. And that's very, very generic. But I just didn't know what that meant. All I knew is I wanted to help others. And, that day in the field, I seen like, wow, there's many different ways that you can help others and be there for someone in their time of need. And that kind of started my relationship, if you will, with restoration. And it's been a great journey since. And I'm very grateful that I found this industry. I'm very passionate about what I do. And I feel like
you're very passionate. You really do. And it's nice to see that when there's somebody that really loves their job the way that you do. We have a couple people chiming in, and I'm sure, hello, Matt. Mike, thank you for joining, and Happy New Year. We have Ragu. What's up? Well, we're here. We're live. We're going to be going a little bit more into depth with what Marshall's going to be describing, a little bit more of his job for us, so we can get a better understanding. Just so we have Gabby says Happy New Year's and best wishes. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you very much for joining me.
Gabby is amazing. Quick shout out to her and the NHS National Hispanic Suicide Prevention Network. They do great work over there. So anybody
hats off to you.
Check out Gabby Vargas. Yeah, absolutely. Hats off.
And then we have Linda says hello.
Hi, Linda.
Dave Clark says hello, everyone. Dave from J&D Home Inspections is here. Well, that's a good connection to have.
Absolutely.
Also.
Absolutely.
Chris Black says great topic. And Adam Pietka says great story, love it. I'm glad all of you are here. He does great
work as well. I saw his live stream with you guys and ACDC Closets. You guys got to check him out. He does amazing work.
And this is the reason why I do this, because I want to be able to share you with the people that I know that work with me, my clients. You never know, they may be needing you to help them out. So I just wanted to ask a couple questions. That kind of, now that you've told us your story, but can you give us a little bit of a description? What is for the customer out there, what is the kind of the story, the picture when somebody calls up and says, okay, I'm in trouble? What can people expect? What is maybe a couple of the steps, or it gives a little clarity of what is to be expected when somebody calls you up and they need some help? Sure.
So, like I said, we deal with any water, fire, smoke, or mold damage, but majority of the calls we receive, because it's very common, is water damage. And so someone calls us, they have either a burst pipe or sump pump failure or whatever the case may be. Basically, what we'd like to do, if you call the call center or you call me, is we like to kind of see exactly what happened and what has been affected. After you kind of walk us through what's been affected, or at least what you can visibly see, we want to determine if what caused it is still an issue, or if you've had a plumber out there or an HVAC guy to actually fix what's causing it. Because we want to come out and begin mitigation services as soon as possible. But obviously the first thing you want to do is make sure the cause has been addressed, because we can begin mitigation services. But if what caused it is still occurring, then obviously it's going to be rinse and repeat. So first thing you really want to do after you contact us and you kind of let us know what's going on, if you need help, we'll be more than happy to provide a plumber or an HVAC specialist for you to get out there and actually stop the source. And once the source has been addressed, that's when we'll actually come out there and we'll determine if you need, emergency services, or if you need to set up an estimate to kind of go over, suspected damage or something like that. So if it was emergency services, a project manager would come out there, kind of get his eyes on it and talk with you and help you kind of understand, is this going to be something that's covered by insurance? Is this something that you may have an issue going through insurance? So you may be looking at out of pocket. We like to be as transparent as possible for our customers. These things are never cheap. So we absolutely want to be as transparent and upfront about everything and try to get insurance involved as quickly as possible. Once the insurance has been notified and the scope of work has been agreed upon, we get our technicians out there to begin mitigation ASAP. So what mitigation usually entails, and whether this is fire or water, you're removing the affected materials, whether that was flooring or your walls or any electrical, whatever the case may be, whatever got damaged and is not salvageable, that will be removed from the property. And anything that is salvageable, we're going to dry out. So whether that's your wood studs or your ceiling joists, subfloor, we're going to dry that out and prevent any, microbial growth. Things that sit wet, obviously they become susceptible to mold. So one of the things you got to do quickly is get them dried out. So after the drying process is completed and all the affected materials have been removed from your property, that's when we would turn it over to our reconstruction team. And one of our reconstruction project managers would come out and put together an estimate and go over the scope of work with you to let you know exactly what it's going to take to put everything back together. Ideally, they're in contact with your insurance from the get-go, letting them know every step of the way what their plans are, get the estimate approved from your insurance, and then it's go time. I always joke and say the reconstruction guys are kind of like the heroes in our industry, because you have the mitigation people that come out and tear all the stuff out, and then the reconstruction guys they're going to come back in and make everything look new and wonderful. So
what is the time frame, would you say? What is the time frame from, would you say, what would be the time frame from getting in the restoration company to completion of a job? Do you have any idea? Can you give an estimate on that?
So it really depends on what all has been affected. If it's, a room or two with some damaged walls or floor, the mitigation process, so as far as removing the affected materials, can be, something is a matter of a few hours to maybe one work day. Obviously, if it's a much larger loss, the main thing you got to take into account is how long it's going to take to remove all the damaged materials. Is it in a high rise? Do we have, the proper ways to get up and down stairs or elevators? Those are all things you got to take into account. But as far as, the standard day-to-day residential water loss, it's usually something that we try to complete within a day to 2 days. And then after that, it's really about the drying process, right? So we're drying anything that can be saved. Again, wall studs, ceiling joists. That's usually a 3 to 4 day process. Most things per the IICRC can be dried within a 3 to 4 day window.
Now, what do you do? Do you bring in your big drying machines and things like that to help with the process?
Yeah. So what we do is we bring in a few different machines. We bring in air movers, which are basically industrial strength fans, as well as dehumidifiers. So what we like to do is we get the air movers circulating your home, the airspace in your home, because what that does is that allows the dehumidifier to really catch all the moisture that's stuck in the airspace, and that allows you to obviously take the humidity down, prevent any mold or further damage from occurring. So we get the air circulating in the room. We have the dehumidifiers pumping out all that moisture from the air, and that really allows things to start drying out and preventing any further damage. Once everything is dried out, usually again 3 to 4 day process after the affected materials have been removed, then the reconstruction team can come in. And reconstruction really depends on a couple different variables, how quickly they're able to get the material needed. If you had obviously, some bamboo flooring from a foreign country that they don't make anymore, or whatever the case may be, those are some obstacles obviously that we need to overcome. But yeah, that's usually the process in a nutshell.
Well, it sounds like you've got the process really down. I know that we have a couple of pictures here where you can kind of go in a little bit detail of what it's like, so we can actually see. Would you like me to bring those up now? Great. Awesome. Let's do this. And so we have our first slide here. Looks like a shower. what was the story with this?
Yeah, so here on the left, the couple had a pipe burst to their shower, clean water loss, but it had been going for quite some time before it was noticed. I believe they were actually out of town, and when they came back, all of their walls in their shower area were soaked, and it actually had been sitting for some time because they started to have some mold, some visible mold growing.
Oh wow.
So what you see here is actually after we removed the walls, and this is actually right when the reconstruction process was starting, we had gone ahead and removed the flooring and all the walls that were affected. And this is when we started putting in the new insulation and the new shower tile there. Before, they did not have any tile or anything like that. So this couple decided to go ahead with an upgrade. They're like, we're done with drywall and everything like that. And so
Do you blame them?
yeah, no, it was rough. It was rough, and they decided to go ahead and tile their shower, and I think it absolutely came out amazing.
It turned out great. It really did. Turned out really nice. Now this next slide we have here looks like a basement.
Yeah, so this was a finished basement. This was another couple. They had a sewage backup in their basement.
Oh God!
And when you start talking about now, that's what we call Category 3 water, which is grossly contaminated water. So this prevents more obstacles and a different set of challenges as opposed to just a clean water break. When you start dealing with grossly contaminated water, you're dealing with not only bacteria getting into your materials, but also, health hazards, not only for the homeowner, but also for our technicians that need to go out and do the mitigation. So as much as we try to dry things out, save as much material as possible, in these cases, when bacteria and grossly contaminated water has wicked up into your walls and into your flooring, the only procedure there is to remove it and get it out of there, prevent any further health concerns. So in this instance, what you actually see here, that's something that's pretty common in my industry. That's what's known as a flood cut. So basically what you do on a flood cut, there's a 2-foot flood cut, which is what you see here, 4-foot flood cuts as well. What you see here though, you had water, standing water, roughly about 2 inches. It was a carpeted basement and you had standing water about 2 inches. And when the drywall is sitting there on top of the wet carpet and in the standing water, it acts as a sponge and starts wicking it up. So the water got to be about maybe a foot and a half high, and you always want to go a foot past the affected material. So all the way around the entirety of the basement, we removed all the affected drywall, the affected insulation behind it. Once insulation gets wet, cannot get dry. That's another thing. So a lot of exterior walls, if they do get water damage, the wall will have to come out just to remove the insulation, even if it's a clean water loss, because insulation does not dry. And if you don't dry it out, then you're going to be dealing with mold.
So did you refinish that? Did you refinish? I mean, so the second picture is the finished product, right?
Yeah. So the second picture is the finished project. This is on the other side of the basement.
Okay.
Obviously, the couple decided to go ahead. They were no more carpet for us. They went ahead and got the laminate wood planks down there. I think it's a real sharp look, and they obviously
really nice.
I believe the next picture will show you exactly the left side exactly after it was done.
I think there it is.
Yeah.
Wow, that really looks nice. They did. You guys did. So you did all the reconstruction on it?
We did. Okay. We did. Yes. That was our crew here, Protech. That we did the complete restoration and reconstruction of this job, and the customers were very happy. Obviously, it's never a fun time having to go and remove stuff and kind of turn your house upside down. But I always try to remind people that this is kind of what the finished project is when it's all said and done. This is what you'll have. So you got to kind of hold on to that light there at the end of the tunnel.
Oh God, how frustrating would that be? But at least you're talking them through the process that calms them down a little bit, so that they can they know that you're going to do a great job. This next picture was this one. Is this a retail store, correct?
Yeah. So this was at one of our commercial partners. This was at one of their distribution centers. So what they had here was they had tile base all around in their break room. And And for whatever reason, the grout had failed in between where the wall tile meets the floor tile there. And what we determined is every night when the janitor would come in with his little Zamboni floor cleaner, he was spraying water all around, and it was getting between the cracks between where the base meets the tile floor, and the wall over time was wicking up that moisture because the seal had failed. And so over time, you're wicking up that moisture. It's going to lead to mold in the right conditions. As you can see here, all the mold along the base area there. So the next couple pictures are my guys. I'm fully suited up in PPE because obviously mold is a hazardous material. Removing the drywall and insulation. I believe I have a next slide that shows after everything was removed. In the middle there, you see an air scrubber. So basically, when you're removing all these affected materials, mold spores especially can become airborne. So that helps just to consider that an industrial strength air purifier. It sucks in the bad, dirty air and kicks out the clean air. So that's helping treating the air after we treated the actual surfaces. And I really love this next slide here that we have.
The finished product.
That's the finished project that my reconstruction guys were able to come in and just be rock stars. And they absolutely did them a great service on this one. As you can see here, we actually went in with a rubber or a vinyl baseboard, so they don't have to worry about the base anymore. We went ahead and sealed it. And initially, this break room had wallpaper in it, so basically that acted as like the mold was getting sandwiched in between the drywall and the wall.
No one would know because it was just
exactly. Exactly. So this is not wallpaper. We matched the same colors of the wallpaper, but we went ahead and after we replaced the drywall, painted to match the same color scheme as the previous wallpaper. And this was the finished product, and they were absolutely thrilled. Hopefully they don't have to call us back for a long time.
Yeah. But it looks great. The finished product looks great. Does your company also do like construction work on the side of it, or is it all the construction work is only goes along with the if something happens? I mean, do they do finishing of basements or anything like that?
So they do. The reconstruction side of things is usually something that goes through your insurance when it has to do with if you file a claim, if you had a covered loss. Something that was sudden and accidental, that's usually something that's going to go through your insurance, and you're going to want reconstruction to go through insurance as well, because it could definitely, start to get up there in terms of the price. Now, we absolutely do reconstruction, but that's always something we like to go out and communicate with the customer and go over a clear scope of work and provide an estimate, because if it's not something that's going through insurance, obviously that's going to be an out-of-pocket expense. But we do work primarily with insurance, but obviously if the homeowner or the property owner is comfortable with taking on the reconstruction project and not worried about insurance, we're also more than happy to help them out in that instance.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you do everything. So, I mean, it's just, we
do everything in terms of relating with emergencies and disasters like that.
Well, thank God, because we need people like you around here to help out in situations where, people don't know what to do. So it's nice to know that there's a professional, an expert out there that can help walk them through the situation so that it can calm them and that the results turn out beautiful, as you could see with the pictures that we've shown. So, but I want to thank you very much. I hope everybody.
Thank you. Absolutely.
It's been fun, and I'm glad that you were able to come with me on we could call it a show, we could call it a live stream. I would love to get a live
show.
Live stream show. Yeah, that sounds good too. And this is you're the first one for 2023. So that's pretty awesome. Yes.
Yeah, starting off with a bang. I love it.
Yes, definitely. So I want to thank you very much for joining us. Let me see if anybody has any questions before we go.
Absolutely.
We've got, this is hope they had the proper insurance coverage.
Ben, you know all about that. Go see my Country Financial.
Well, there you go. And my daughter is giving us a little clap here. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I think that is everything. We need a LinkedIn user. We don't know who it is, but your team does great work.
Thank you so much.
So how kind is that? And I don't think there's any questions for you right at this time. But if you do go on and you type in the comments a question or anything like that, I'll check I'll check for questions. I'll get that over to Marshall, and then Marshall will get you an answer as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Feel free to give me a call too. Any questions you have, I'd be more than happy to help you out, assist you over the phone if that's something that we can do. So don't be shy. My phone's always on me. You know, any questions, any concerns anyone has, you can always reach me. And I wanted to say you can reach us at protechdki.com as well. I know not everyone is a phone user. We have a lot of introverts out there, and anyone that just wants to, you know, shoot us a message or send us an email, that's totally okay as well.
Well, we've got Raghu saying, well done, Marshall, and his team did a great job getting rid of mold for my friend's house. So that's a great review that you're getting from Raghu. So that tells everybody.
He's an amazing guy. He is an absolute guru when it comes to networking. He's really helped me get my networking game out there and kind of showed me what it's like to really connect with people and be an answer for people. So if anyone is looking for a networking coach or anything like that, he also runs Raghu Allstate Insurance. But I would definitely give him a shout. He's an amazing person.
Oh, we had Raghu on last year. I had him on with the Allstate. So yeah, so we definitely, and he's great at connecting. I can't say anything. You know, he's an awesome person to know, even on a personal side of it all too. So so a shout out to Raghu. But I think we're pretty much. I think we've explained everything that we want to. I think we know everything about restoration that needs to be known. And if you don't want to handle it, you got to give Marshall a call, because he is the expert for the restoration company, Protech. And if there's any other questions, I want to thank you, Marshall, for joining me on my show, my live stream show.
Yeah, your live stream show.
Yes.
Thank you for the opportunity to be on here. Talk about my passion, talk about the industry. It's been an absolute pleasure. I really appreciate the time today. It's been fun.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. And then too, keep in mind, it's going to be on all my Facebook pages. It will be on my LinkedIn page. It will also be on Twitter. What else? Twitter and also YouTube. So if you maybe you haven't seen it now, or you want to pass it or share it with a friend, if you see it and somebody's in need of any help for restoration, you can give Marshall a call. Marshall, what is your contact information again? If you could just one more time give a holler out for that.
Absolutely. So you can reach us 24/7 at our emergency hotline. That number is going to be 847-437-3838. You can call that number anytime, day or night, or you can reach me directly. My direct line is going to be 224-406-4095. Call me anytime, day or night. I'd love to help you out.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining, and everybody from the live stream show. I want to thank everybody for joining and everybody who commented. And keep in mind, I will be bringing on another guest. We're going to be doing another live coming on the 18th. It'll be a nice way to start off the new year I'm not going to give away who it is, but it's a nice. No, you shouldn't. Don't say anything. So we'll see you next time towards the, I'd say, January 18th. I do believe that's the date. That's the only thing I'm going to give you is the date. Okay. But again, thank you everybody for joining us. Everybody make it a great 2023.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Yes, definitely. And we will be in touch with you soon. If you have any questions, I just want to be your resource for real estate. That's why I am doing this. And I also want to support all of our local businesses. So please, everybody keep doing that. All right, everybody have a great evening. Thank you for
guys.
joining.
Take care. Thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.